Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. Defining discipline is a lifestyle, a mentality, and a brand. And in this podcast, we're going to focus on self-improvement as you follow along with me on my journey. We're also going to hear from guests of all walks of life on this podcast and their remarkable journeys that led them to where they are today. Before we get started in today's episode, we're going to do a little bit of catching up. Some of my goals for this year were to run 1,250 miles for the year. I am currently at 11.6. I was also going to run every single day out of the year. Today is day 6 in a row. I only ran 1.5 today, trying to keep it started off a little slow. Don't go too heavy with it. That being said, for the month of January, I joined a challenge to run 100 miles within the month of January, and we started a fundraiser with the helps of American Cancer Society. All of the money that will be donated will go straight to that fundraiser. None of it will go through Facebook, but you can find the fundraiser on Facebook. It's sponsored by Facebook. Just go on there, donate some money. So far we have one donation, but it was a pretty big hefty donation. The goal was $200. The donation was for $40. I actually plan to go on there and donate. I actually have someone else who messaged me that wants to send me money to donate for them because they don't have a Facebook. So we're going to be getting that done. With all of these little things going on, let's just kind of get into the episode. And today's episode is episode 6. And today's theme is gratitude. Gratitude is something that I feel that we all have, but we kind of lose sight of within our lives at all different times. I know sometimes I get so caught up in my life that I forget just to kind of sit back and think of everything. Especially when I'm doing day-to-day things, I always find myself not grateful for the small things that I have in life. That's why I kind of fell in love with running. So the one thing that I do while I'm running is it gives me that time to just be in my own head and to think and reflect on my life. And it's always in those times of reflection that gratitude, at least my gratitude, is at its highest. I kind of touching on what I said before, I'm one of those people that it's like when the smallest little thing happens to me, I break down, I curse God, blame everything on him and get all upset, and it's something just small and minor, like I can't find my hat or my keys weren't where I last put them. And, it's like I lose my mind over these things that is like, just, you shouldn't even matter. It should minuscule stuff that should have no daily effect on my feelings, but it does. And it's in those moments that I need self-reflection the most. So when I'm out there running, it's in those moments of self-reflection that I find the resolve for that childlike temper, or what you could say is like my lack of gratitude for everything. So when I'm running and I'm reflecting, the thing I try to do the most is I try to put myself in other people's shoes, so to speak, and try to like imagine my life without the things that I am taking for granted in my life. Like, if what happens if I didn't have those things, and to kind of go through the list of things that I'm completely grateful for. And the way I figure this out is I just think about it like, is, a family support system, like my wife and my mom and my dad. I know some people don't have that significant other in their lives. Some people don't have a supportive mother or a supportive father to help them when they need help. I'm super grateful for that. I'm super grateful for the fact that me and my wife are going to have our first child. I know a lot of people are trying, and some people can't get pregnant, and it's something that a lot of people go through, and they have troubles, and we are doing super fine with it, and we're super stoked and excited, and I'm grateful for all of it. Um, I'm also grateful for my dog Daisy. She reminds me of all the things that I pretty much take for granted. Her life is just based around like going for walks and treats and food and just my attention. And sometimes I go throughout my day and just shoo her away and stuff like that. And then I realize it's like she relies on me, and I'm grateful for the joy she brings me when we go for walks, or when she just sits there and begs for my attention, and her stinky breath. Um, I'm grateful for the roof over my head, because I know, especially right now with 2020, there's a lot of people that don't have roofs over their head. Driving down the street, I notice a lot of people on street corners trying to collect money. Uh, I'm just grateful that me and my wife and my family are able to have a roof over our head. And, we don't have the best house. We don't have a big house. We don't have lots of money, but at least we have something to call ours. And I'm grateful for that. I'm definitely grateful for my health, mental and physical. I know there's a lot of people out there right now who don't have the best health and aren't able to take care of themselves, or are in such a bad way right now that they're relying completely on medication or some kind of alternate way of living. And I'm grateful that I am able to just not be on any medication and just live my life and be able to work out, stay in shape, stay mentally and physically healthy. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful just for my mentality. I used to be super pessimistic and super down on life in general, and always thought nothing was going to work out. I've completely kind of flipped that mindset, and now it's almost where I think anything is possible. I'm grateful for my mentality to be able to see the light in the darkest times. I'm super grateful for that. I know a lot of people walk around with a bad mentality, a bad mindset, and that affects not only them but the people around them. I like to try to keep a good mentality, and I'm grateful for that. I'm also grateful for the close-knit group of friends that I have. I was an only child, so a lot of my friends I consider my family. We all stay in touch still, and that's great. I know a lot of people don't have that kind of friend group. Some people don't even have friends, and if they do have friends, it's not like they don't just have that connection that me and my friends have. Maybe they do, and I just don't know it. But I know there are people out there who lack that communication and that kind of trust that me and my friends share. So I'm very grateful for that. I am grateful to have been working during COVID. I know a lot of people got laid off and had to just go strictly on unemployment and weren't making much money, and they were trying to make ends meet and all this and that. I'm grateful that I was able to continue to work through COVID, get tested while COVID was going on to make sure that I didn't have it. I'm grateful to have that opportunity, and I'm grateful to still be here to talk about it. I'm grateful to have this podcast to finally get it started, because I know many people are out there today wanting to start their grind and figure out what they want to do, and they don't have the equipment or have the time. And I'm grateful that I kind of have both right now to be able to just post and keep these goals going and keep this thing going. Um, so gratitude. It's something that we all have, I feel like, at the wrong times. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to harness it for the times when it should be needed. I feel like most of us find our gratitude, like I said, in those moments when it's either too late or it's just not the right moment necessarily. Most likely it's too late. That's what happens for a lot of people. So I think a good thing to do is try to find a way to harness that gratitude. Remind yourself of it as much as possible. Even the little things that you take for granted, try to see them for what they are. Try to appreciate them. We're going to wrap this episode up. It's getting a little long here, so let's end it with the daily discipline. So the daily discipline that I'm going to leave with you guys for day 6 is to find that place of self-reflection and make that list of things that you're grateful for. And for me, it's running. While I'm running, like I said, I put myself in that mindset where I'm thinking about those kind of things. But for you, try to find that place and set yourself those reminders, so when you start to feel hopeless or when you start to feel sorry for yourself and you start to curse the world or curse God, you can look at it and be grateful for what you do have instead of thinking about the things that you don't have. So that's it, guys. That's episode 6. I want to thank you for tuning in. If you have any stories, please message me. If you have any questions, message me. Give this podcast a like on all of whatever podcast platform you are listening to it on. We're also on YouTube. Go subscribe and like that page. Go to the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram. Go like us on there. Send us questions. Share our posts. Share it with the world. Stay disciplined. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.